Hello everyone, this is Darwell20, and welcome to episode 94 of Darwell20's Let's Play of ATM10, where today I set up one of these quick little dudes. I've done this a lot before, so I figured I could knock it out off camera and start accumulating a few source gems. Today's going to be a little bit of an Ars Nouveau exploration episode, so we're going to dive into Ars Nouveau, we're going to get the things we need to get, and then we're going to cycle right back to Forbidden Arcanis, because basically we're at a point right now where we need some stuff. Now, I think I probably have everything I need. I'm and I'm hoping that we get into Ars Nouveau deeper in some following episodes, because Ars Nouveau is definitely one of my favorite Magic mods. So, I kind of want to finish what I was working on, but also I figured, you know what? I'm right down here, right next to this dude, aren't I? Yes, I am. That thing grows really fast, doesn't it? Yes, it does. I wonder, can I just throw an ergonomic source link right here? And would that be like super cool? Yeah, it would. That is kind of like a neat thing, right? That's a cool way to get a ton of source. Holy cow, look how fast that's going. That is pretty cool. That is really quite cool. All right. So that means I should be able to get source here. Now, I have to remember how, like, source works from Ars. Because I want to zip it over there. And I don't think I need the warping core thing, right? Like, I can just use a relay. Is that right? Maybe? Possibly? Source relay? Because there's splitter, and then there's source links, and then there's depositors and warpers and collectors, and kind of forget how they all work. I usually just use like the splitter maybe and the collector. Um, Wouldn't it be cool to do this on the ceiling? I kind of like that idea. Do more of the vertical builds that everybody says I should be doing. I'm gonna put you here, right? So what if we made, and then for a splitter, do I need the, yeah, I do. I need this thing, right? Um, so I should be able to place this up here, right? Do we have the book? Document. Oh, it's tattered tome now. Is that new? That looks. Oh my goodness, that is new. Nice. Very fancy looking. Very cool. Nice. Okay. So source relay, Dominion wand. That's what I'm looking for. Dominion wand. That needs an enchanting apparatus too. Well, I guess we could knock one of these out real quick. It's, kind of a to-do list anyway. So we're gonna need some source stone. Why are you showing up no matter what I do? Okay. We'll just get a bunch of this stuff because it's easy to get lots of. And then we can do the arcane core. We can do the enchanting apparatus, both of which I need a second set of because I'm going to need them for that dude, remember? But we'll get there when we get there. And then what I was thinking, we could set this up kind of mirroring this setup. So, like, you're right there. So how about I put one here? Is that cool? And then we need those platformy dudes, pedestals, arcane pedestals, right? And we're going to want 8 of them. So let's mirror this setup, right? Would that be neat? So we could do like your 1, 2, and then the third, 1, 2, and then the third. That might be a little too far, so I'm just going to do it a little bit tighter. I don't know the actual range on that, but is that cool? I think that's cool. Yeah, I like it. And then for you to work, you need a jar nearby, right? So what I'll probably eventually have is like 4 jars. Let's do that. That should be cool. And then we want the Dominion wand, which is going to be a stick, 2 sources, and a gold ingot. Hey, go back in there. 1, 2, you, and a stick. Hooray! Nice. All right, Dominion Wand. Now I'm definitely going to want the splitter, right? So that's going to be 4 quartz and 4 lapis. Right? And then you need a relay in the middle. I'm just going to get a few relays because I can. Nice. So then maybe up here. We could put this relay. Now, if I remember correctly, I can do something like connections cleared, position set, relay. Position set, relay. Position set, relay. Position set, relay. Cool. Okay. And then directly above this dude, I'm going to want you, right? And you're going to go position set to here. And then I would like you to maybe go straight out from this dude so that you can send to here and then you can send to here. And if I'm not mistaken, that should start after I do this. You to here. That's set to send. That's not what I want. I want you to send to here. How do I get it out of the jar again? I'm trying to remember. Or is this too far? There we go. Taking. Cool. That's what I want. Yes. Beautiful. And you're not sending to that because you're full already. Cool. Okay. That's neat. And then, do you think you could reach all the way over to here by chance? Apparently you can. Nice. And remember that will then speed up the production of these guys. Like, they'll get, I think, I'm assuming that they're close enough for that to happen. Don't they take from nearby dudes? It's pretty cool, right? Love it. You do take from nearby dudes, don't you? Do you need to be closer or something? Why do you feel so slow? Maybe you need to be closer? Ah, yeah, I guess you do. What if, just for fun, I put you right here? That kind of seems to be working. Okay. So can you send directly to that guy? Thank you. Though, in fairness, he really doesn't need it. Right? That's really just kind of like a set it and forget it kind of dude passively. So, yeah, maybe what I'll do is something, I don't know, we'll figure it out. When I get to more Ars Nouveau stuff, we'll be ready for that. Okay, but that's cool for now. That works, right? So you're, I assume, full-ish? Yeah, 100%. Nice. All right, so that's like a not terrible little basic setup for Ars Nouveau, right? Gets the job done. So now I'm going to need another enchanting apparatus and another arcane core because last episode we wrapped up with stuff. I was working on opening up quest book. Forbidden Arcanus. We're want to make the Hephaestus Forge, right? But in order to make the Hephaestus Forge, we needed something. What did we need? Oh, right. We wanted to make the runic crucible. That's right. This is what we wanted to make. Right. Runic crucible. And we needed something from Ars Nouveau. What did I need? These guys. Yes. Correct? Correct. Cool. So we've made everything except that. We also need another quantum injector, by the way. And probably a few more of these other things. So the quantum injector. So let's swap. Are you like nice and fullish? Getting there. Swap, please. And while we're at it, quantum injector. So we need another one of these, right? So we're done with this, right? And these dark stone dudes. We need quantum cores, which we need 4 of. And then the quantum injector just needs the Mundabatar dust to go in the middle. It's just a fun thing to say. Hooray, we have enough stuff. I've noticed that like the glowy effects only occur if you have enough of these things in here to execute the craft bit. Cool. All right, so that covers you guys being done. The runic crucible, we're going to need 2 Mundabatar dust. Okay. So that's cool. 1, 2. And then we're going to need 1 quantum injector. And then we're going to need 2 Z-Logic controllers. Didn't I have them already? I guess I didn't. Did I not make them already? I guess I didn't. And then we're going to need 2 arcane cores and 1 enchanting apparatus. Cool. And then in the middle goes a machine casing. Which, remember, this makes 2 at a time, as an FYI. And I'm glad I had enough stuff to make one, because it would have had to use this to make more of the things. Hooray! All the automations work. No glowies. All right, so what do you need by way of making this? So you need 10,000, 100, 2,500, 1,000. So definitely more need aureal. And a little bit more experience. Right, 1,000 experience, 2,500 there, we're good. So, bottles of enchanting will get me the experience I need. Sweet. And then we just need a bunch of aureal. I forget how much I get from this, but it doesn't seem like much. Is it asking too much to get like 100 of those? I'll come back once I fill this thing up. How much do I get per? I want to know how many actual bottles I need. So I have 54.33. I put 1 in there. I have 54.68. So is that 35? I think it is. So 100 will get me 3,500. So we're close. Yeah, and then if I got like 50 more on top of that, we should be cool. All right, I think 150 was the correct number, because I think we're cool now. Let's go. Broken particles. That's cool. All right, so we've got a runic crucible. Let's build this bad boy. I'm starting to question if I'm like, you know, not in a good place size of room wise, but we'll find out. I feel like this guy was pretty big. It looked like in the thing. I mean, that's pretty big. So, gonna see how big this turns out to be. So that's not bad. It's a 5x5. Okay, yeah, we can squeeze that in. We could like, does this replace this thing? I don't know. I don't know. So maybe what I do is I stick, I'm gonna move this, because these guys could probably be more here-ish, right? To kind of stick with the whole evil craft theming thing, right? And then I don't need the ultimate fluid tank there. This is going to be my blood stuff, which we're going to be getting blood from by my tank, right? Because we've got blood going on already. Yeah, look at that. 512 Evilcraft blood. Nice. So yeah, we can 100% make this, you know, automated with AE cabling. So that means that I have this little area over here, which I can make the 5x5, right? So if I put you down and then I did something like this. Oh, hello. Beautiful. That looks cool. Doesn't that look cool? That looks cool. Okay. Okay. That's nifty. Let me make sure that I have everything else that I need for this, because right now, all of this stuff is dedicated to making this thing. So let's get, let me flip through all these things here and make sure I've got them all for this, right? Do you have numbers on you? Like, or do I just need one of these? I can't, no, I have 19. Okay. That's interesting. So I need 4 rune blocks and I need another quantum injector. Okay, I can do that. I'll be back. I'll be back. All right, so if I'm not mistaken now, we are good to go. I've got everything I need. So let's blueprinty thingy this. Does it matter what direction these stairs are in? Like, does it actually, I guess, I'm going to put it the way it looks in the thing, and then we'll kind of go from there. How's that sound? Something tells me that that's not the way they're supposed to be. I'm super confused. Yeah, I think they're always, I think they should look like this. Right? That's gotta be. I think the rotation is just off. Let's look at the, maybe it would be easier to do this way. Yeah, I got souls in arcane dust. So, oh, actually it looks like the first layer should have the stairs facing upwards. Is that right? So there's definitely stairs in the back here. Can I rotate stairs in a super cool and awesome way? I don't know if that wrench does rotations, to be fair. But this one should. Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna rotate them up. Well, we'll just have to see if it forms with them facing down like that, and if it doesn't, we'll manage, right? So I think it's if I'm looking at it right, it looks like that's polished darkstone there. So I'm gonna do that, right? And then in the middle, it looks like the square dude, and then it's stairs again. And the square or the stairs are such that the hollow part's in the middle, right? So it would be like this, 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 and then that, right? And then there should be the arcane crystal block in the middle. Am I seeing that correctly? And then it looks like on the 4 corners, it's the multi-squares, and on the 4 sides, it's the square squares. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. And look, there's a UI in there. We should check out what that looks like. Right? And then I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then, oh boy, that is not correct, is it? Is there like a block that goes there? Yes, arcane crystal blocks. Nope, not arcane crystal blocks. Rune blocks, I assume. You don't have a proper blade. And then you guys can go here and here. Whoops. And here. And that is cool. Okay. Okay. Interesting. And then back to the thing and stuff. And then it's gonna just be those 4 dudes on top of those dudes. And are we cool now? Crucible missing structure. What am I missing? I know I need to put the quantum injector somewhere. And then these guys need to go somewhere. Quantum injector looks like it goes 1 block up space above the dude, right? Like he's definitely not sitting right on top of him. No matching recipe found. I think we're cool. Runic crucible. Yay. Cool. So that works. So I guess it doesn't matter what direction the stairs are in, and I'm just going to leave them as is. I think it's fine, right? It's fine. Now, presumably we need to do item input and fluid input, and then fluid output, I assume. So let's put fluid output, or you know, I'm going to put the item input and the fluid input here. And then we're going to have the fluid output here. And hopefully that's cool. Do you need energy of some kind or something? Gonna find out together, folks. This is a learning experience. I don't know what I'm doing. So liquid aureal is made with water, 1,000 source from Modular Machinery Reborn Ars Nouveau, and then arcane crystal dust. Where does this come from? I have no idea. I have no idea. How does that work? Does it tell me? Please tell me. You will need 1,000 source to get it started, though. How do I give it source? Do I just like, hey, have some source? Do we just like put it nearby? I don't know like at what point you need source. Right. So you are going to make, so 2 dust and 250 millibuckets means 8 dust and 1 bucket, right? So I would put 1 bucket of water in there and 8 in there. No matching recipe found. How do I get that source in there? We'll need to pipe in items and liquids into ports, then fill it with source in order for it to start working. Both liquid souls and liquid aureal will need to input items. Fill it with source. How do I fill it with source? Maybe there's a modular machinery source. Source input tiny hatch. Hello. Hello. That's cool. Source input tiny hatch. So I'm going to need a source relay and a source jar. Okay, I got this. Source relay. Depositor. So that needs 4 hoppers. I got this. I got this. I know what I'm doing. Woo! How can you not love such a beautiful mod? So cool. So we want a tiny source input hatch, which allows 1,000 source, but then I'm going to upgrade that to something cooler. which I can just use one of these jars I already have for, and that'll hold 4,000 source. So if I put you here, no send location, no take location. Aha, ha 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 ha. Source relay. Right? And then we want our Dominion wand to say you to you and you to you. Whoops. Relay set to take from there. So now are you filling up? Looks like it. It's 90% full. Is that working? No, you're taking from one location. No, so you should go from here to here. And you should go from here to here. All right, somehow you know what you're doing. I'm just going to leave you alone. Oh, look, you did things. Look, liquid aureal. Sweet. You worked. 10% full. So now if I look at you, you've got 4,000 source, right? If I get another bucket of water, and we do 8 more of these, boop, and boop, and then you took that, and then you used that, and you got some more from that. So we're cool? I feel like we're cool. You're definitely doing your job, right? You're definitely doing your job. That's cool. I like that. I think that's... What do you guys think? You like it? I like it. I don't know. You know Dyer, he likes cool things. So then what we could totally do... In fact, I don't need you. I'm going to move you. To, like, here. Set relay to send. There you go. Sending to one location. I wonder if... you could come all this way. Is that right? You to there. Can you send all the way over here? Yep. Yoinks. How cool is that? Huh? I'm guessing that you work, right? Oh, right. You need to go from... Yeah, I should never break you, should I? You to here. That's what I wanted to see. Cool. Look at all that. Look at all that source that we're producing. I love it. Okay, that is super neat. So what do you say we wrap up this episode? We come back next time. We build this multi-block dude. And then get ready for all the automations. Because I think, like, we're really close to being able to do some cool stuff, right? I like the idea of maybe making a second one of these over here and having one dedicated for aureal and one dedicated for spirits. But maybe we'll autocraft spirits using pattern providers in AE. I haven't figured that out yet, but I will. But for now, let's wrap it up point. So Double 20 sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.